For thousands of years, humanity has believed in one thing, something with no real value, money. This is Selfvestor, and today we're diving into the short history of money. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. Poor people need it, rich people hide it, and only a few can resist it. It can make us happy, but not always. At its core, it has no real value, and yet it might be the only thing in the world we all agree to trust. To understand how money came to be, we need to look back at its history. At first, people traded what they had for what they wanted, a system called barter. This simple trade system led to a lack of specialization. People began creating markets to exchange what they had for what they needed. To make their goods more trustworthy, they began marking them, creating early brands. But there was one big problem. Barter depended on the double coincidence of wants. That meant you had to find someone who not only wanted what you had, but also had what you wanted. In a world without communication or transport networks, that was no easy task. As a result, people often traveled long distances just to find a trading opportunity. Around 3,500 years ago, someone came up with the idea of weighing goods in rare metals. Gold and silver became mediums of exchange. This worked because people shared a belief that gold was both scarce and beautiful. Gold allowed us to replace barter. We could make, sell, and save what we earn. The ability to store value was born. It meant we could carry the results of our work into the future. And that led to innovation and specialization. Trade exploded, and as a result, massive wealth was created. About 1,000 years ago, some clever merchants realized that trust itself could be as valuable as gold. They promised to pay sellers later and gave them a promissory note instead. Paper money had a huge advantage. It was lighter and easier to keep safe than gold. Rulers and politicians soon realized they could issue paper money themselves, and they began banning others from doing the same. To gain the people's trust, they promised to back each note with an equal amount of gold. About 100 years ago, governments started needing more money than they had gold to back. So they stopped backing it with gold and began printing as much money as they needed. Thus, fiat money was born. The newly printed money was often given to business owners as cheap loans. This allowed them to invest, hire, and grow economic activity. Over time, workers noticed that as prices rose, their savings lost value. As a result, they spent their savings faster, further fueling economic activity. But soon some realized that while their incomes stayed the same, house and stock prices kept rising. Because even though there was more money, the amount of land and assets remained limited. This led to asset inflation. Some began arguing that whenever governments print more money, they effectively shrink the savings of the poor while increasing the value of assets owned by the rich. That's one reason people began searching for a new kind of money. Cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin are the latest form of money. Like all forms of money, they work because people trust them. But unlike fiat money, Bitcoin is created by a decentralized network of mathematical code. This means it can be transferred directly from person to person without intermediaries. And no one can ever increase the total amount beyond 21 million Bitcoins. Will history end here? Is Bitcoin the final form of money? And if Bitcoin disappears, what kind of money will humanity choose to trust next? Before we answer that, know this. Sound or honest money usually has 5 key traits: scarcity, durability, portability, divisibility, and verifiability. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos.